About to talk to the management of PVR. Apparently, the recent releases for a lot of smaller budget names, which you would not have, some of people might not have given chances, have actually had really good runs. And I think, Harsh, is it the number 2? I mean, Stree 2 did really well. Now, we have one more with that name is doing really well. So I don't know if it's got to do with the names, but some of these movies have done reasonably okay for the movie chains.
Well, it has, Neeraj. People want to go out. People want to go and catch a movie in theatres. OTT, of course, has caught up, but I believe that a coexistence between the two has been recognized, and I think well recognized by the market.
When was the last time you went to see a movie in the theatre? You got to think about it.
Yes, but I may have been the exception here.
No, so, because clearly the two of us are not exceptions. Let's ask Kush Bora if he's an exception to the rule. But Kush, on the charts of PVR, of course, and we're about to talk to the management, but have you gone to the theatre in the recent past?
Incidentally, I have. I think the movie was Stree 2, the one that I saw last. But for a while, I've maintained that, I would rather go and watch a movie than buy PVR stock. That could perhaps change, once the 1625 level is taken out. Sorry?
Are the charts showing that, Kush?
Yeah, that's what I said. Beyond 1625, things could perhaps change and the stock could move into a higher territory. So the view broadly is that, if you have a position, continue holding it, but don't buy afresh because 1625 has been, a very stiff resistance for the last 2 months. If it doesn't get taken out, then, all the exuberance around the movie and all the, all the gains that are perhaps to be made are perhaps factored in already in the price, because the stock has had a very good move from the 1440 levels onwards. So any fresh position should be considered beyond 1625.
Okay, but let's go straight across to the management and speak with him. We have Kamal Gianchandani, who's the president and CEO at PVR Inox Pictures, to talk to us about what one can expect from this latest Allu Arjun release. What are we seeing, sir? Talk to us.
We're seeing a lot of curiosity, a lot of excitement around the film. In fact, the advance sales, which opened about 3 days back, the response has been unprecedented. And by the way, this year has been a year in which we saw Kalki, which did massive performance at the box office, Stree, which turned out to be another big film, Singham, Bhool Bhulaiya, all of these films. When I compare Pushpa's response to the films that I just spoke about, response is nothing short of unprecedented. And I think we are looking at not just the biggest grosser for this financial year. This could possibly be the biggest film that we've had in our business. So very excited, very thankful for the response, and eagerly looking forward to watching the film.
It's not even a joke, but I think somebody would have told the producers as well as PVR might have told the movie that Pushpa, I hate tears, because it's clearly making them very, very rich if indeed things go well. But Kamal, just tell us, I heard you make a tall statement, the biggest movie that you've had ever. Did I hear you say that? Or is it only in 2024?
Well, in 2024, for sure, this will be the biggest film. But what I said was this could very well turn out to be the biggest film that we've had in our business. It's well poised for that sort of a response, because the kind of advance that we've seen is absolutely unprecedented. We didn't see this sort of a response even for Bahubali 2, which is till date the biggest film. And therefore, we believe that this is well poised to, shatter some of these long-time records that we've held in our business. Fingers crossed. I'm not trying to do any crystal gazing here. It's well poised. We'll see what happens after the first weekend, the first extended weekend.
Kamal, just one question, then roll into this. It wasn't necessarily the biggest Diwali. I mean, at least to my memory, there was not too much excitement at the box office around the Diwali time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the larger question is, how has the October, November, December quarter been thus far? Has it been at par, and therefore does Pushpa 2 add to the glamour, or does Pushpa 2 help recover what otherwise may have been an ordinary quarter?
Well, Diwali was good. I won't say it was great, but it was good. Both Singham and Bhool Bhulaiya did, along with Amran, which is, turned out to be a big film from Tamil industry. All three of these films did well at the box office. I think for the collective Q3 numbers, you'll have to wait till the end of the quarter. We don't want to make any forward-looking statements, but suffice to say that November was strong, October was slightly underwhelming, but December is looking extremely strong.
Okay. And so I want to try and also understand what's the kind of pipeline like over not just this quarter, but maybe the next one as well. So FY25. And how do your numbers likely shape up in your view?
I think the supply side issues that we've had, especially with the Indian films, but also with Hollywood because of the strike that we had last year, is likely to improve tremendously over the next financial year. The Q4 is looking strong. We've got for Sankranti, the Jan 12th week, we've got some strong South Indian films. Then Chhawa is coming out in February, and before that, Skyforce will come out in the week of 26th January. Deva with Shahid Kapoor is coming out a week after that, end of January. Raid 2 is slated for March. This is a sequel of very successful Ajay Devgan's outing with Gupta, the director of the film. So that should also do strong numbers. So we've got a steady supply of all sorts of films, some big films, some mid-sized films. In the next year, because Hollywood films will be back in full force with Avatar 2, of course, that's the biggest property from Hollywood that we will have next year towards the end of Q3 in December. Pretty much the same period in which we are today, a similar period next year, we will have Avatar 2. And before that, we will have Mission Impossible in May, Superman in June, a lot of other, big franchises, strong IPs coming out of Hollywood. And of course, in Hindi, Sikandar, which is Salman Khan's next outing, which will come out in March, but a large part of that business will happen in April because it would be releasing in the last week of March. I think the next year is looking extremely strong, much stronger than what we've had this financial year. And I think a lot of supply issues in terms of Indian films, in terms of Hollywood films, would finally come to an end. And I think the whole industry is looking forward to the next financial year with a lot of optimism.
Okay. Well, all the best for that and more. Kamal, thanks so much for taking the time out and being with us. Really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Well, that's PVR. Maybe break some records and therefore some good numbers as well.